I've prepped all I can prep for the Electro Traveler coming out in the Inazuma Genshin Impact patch 2.0. And I'm going to give you guys all the tips that I've learned along the way so you guys can get the most out of your bang for your buck and you don't make one grievous error, which you definitely don't want to do. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. We're going over none other than the Genshin Impact Electro main character today, of course. So let's start with the first thing that you should do. We're going to be doing them in this order. Things that you can do now, things that you might want to do now, or maybe do them later, and something that you absolutely do not want to do ahead of time. You're going to waste a bajillion resources between Mora and materials and all this other stuff, and just don't do it. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, this one's going to sound very stupid. Guess what it is? You can actually level your main character right now. I know that sounds stupid, but a lot of people aren't really invested in the Traveler. So the reason that you can level them, a lot of people don't know this, right? The different elemental versions of your Traveler are all the same. You have one Traveler and then you change around their elements so the actual character level transfers through all of them. So if you have the Traveler at 90, the Electro one comes out, you gain access to it, you're gonna have a level 90 Electro Traveler. So go out there and do it. The materials that you need to do and get a hold of to really sort of level her up, not that big of a deal, not that bad. Go ahead and get those Windwheel Asters. They're right around pretty much anywhere in Mondstadt under trees. You can also go ahead and get them in the Storm Terror's lair as well. I do believe they're up there, but like if we walk over here underneath this tree, we'll run back here. Check out what we're gonna find. Unless I got them today. I think I actually picked them up today. They're usually right there. Oh, there's one. You can see it in the distance, way out there. Windwheel Aster, chilling. No, that's actually a Snapdragon. I'm an idiot. But yeah, I know everyone's outside having fun. We're waiting for the Inazuma event. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come back for more, especially if you're here all the time, but you're not subscribed. You think you are? Check. But yeah, just basically all over Mondstadt. You can find them in clumps all over the place. They're on this side of the tree. Get these Windwheel Asters. If you need to level your character up, go ahead and do that. It's not that big of a deal. Collect some mass, level your character up. TLDR, you can go ahead and do that now. Now that's the one thing that you can do right now and not care about losing out on any sort of currency. Let's talk about some of the things that you do, maybe want to do, or maybe you don't want to do them. So the Electro Traveler is going to be a sub DPS built in, ready to do that sub damage from their elemental burst as well as their elemental skill. So that's what we're focusing on here. We're focusing on electro damage and elemental burst damage. Now the thing you may or may not want to do right now is farm up a set, because there's going to be that new set coming out based on energy recharge. It's going to be extremely powerful for the Electro Traveler. They also give energy recharge to your teammates based off their own energy recharge, and that 4-piece set is going to boost their elemental burst damage based off their energy recharge. Now, that may be something that you want to farm up, but you can't do that until Inazuma comes out. Another thing that you can look forward to right now is find a very powerful Electro Goblet. Go out there and get a strong Electro Goblet, go through the motions, farm them up, see which ones you can get, right? Test them out like we said in our previous video, in my top 1 guide video. One little note to win the game, how to actually roll your goblets correctly, your artifacts correctly to save resources. So you have the Mora and the artifact EXP. You'll save on all of that stuff. You'll be able to check multiple artifacts. Check that out in this channel as well. So go out there. That's something that you can do right now. And then the other thing that you can do, if you already have a very well rolled set, there's gonna be 2 different ways to really run the Traveler. The new set is going to be better, but the problem with running the new set on the Traveler is, well, you're trying to stitch together a whole new set. So if you've been farming up like Noblest Oblige set, or if you've dipped your toes in some of the good old Thundering Fury sets, this is another way to run the character. 2-piece Thunderbirds, 2-piece Noblest Oblige. You're gonna get 15% electro damage and 20% elemental burst damage. This set is going to be inferior than the new set. However, if you want to, maybe slowly farm that new set over time in 2.0, and you already have a good setup for the 2-piece Noblest, 2-piece Thunderbirds, that's what you're going to be wearing in 2.0. Now, another thing to work on here is weapons, TLDR. We've been crunching the numbers out in the back, and there's going to be 2 very powerful weapons for her for 5-star weapons. You also have the opportunity for the new Inazuma weapon in 2.0. However, if you have 5-star weapons of either the Primordial Jade Cutter, right? If you have that weapon or the Summit Shaper, you're good to go. You do not need to pull in the new banner at all. Those are going to be fantastic weapons for you. Other weapons for 4-star options that will be very prevalent. If you're going for a more supportive type of role, you really want the main character to fill elemental bursts up on the fly all the time, right away, no one's saying it, right? Then you can also go ahead and use the Sacrificial Sword. The Sacrificial Sword is very good, but you have to be very careful when you use the Sacrificial Sword, because what happens here is it's going to reset your cooldown on your elemental skill, and this can be problematic because what happens with the Electro main character's elemental skill, it will produce 3 different stones, and these stones, when picked up, will give whoever picks them up raw energy straight to the elemental burst gauge, as well as increase their energy recharge. But the downside here is you can only have 3 stones out at a time. So if you're using the sacrificial sword, you're going to use it, reset it, swap to another character that wants to fill their elemental burst, unless you eat them up yourselves as the Electro Traveler, and then swap back in and use your E again. So it's going to be a very, very powerful option, right? You're going to be using your elemental skill 2 times. You're going to be generating twice as many particles, giving an energy recharge to maybe 2 different characters instead of just 1. So that's something that's a very powerful option for you for a 4-star, probably going to be one of the best, if not the best options. Some other options that you can use here if you want to go down the energy recharge route: the Festering Desire, if you're around for the Festering Desire event back in Dragon's Mine. I feel like an old man now talking about that event. This one's pretty all right. It increases your elemental skill crit rate and crit damage. On top of that, it has decent base attack and does have energy recharge as well. So if you're wearing that new set, that can facilitate that gameplay. It's going to give you a bonus elemental burst damage from having energy recharge. You're going to have crit rate and damage on your elemental skill. It's got an okay attack there, and you're also going to have bonus energy recharge to give to your teammates so they can always have access to their elemental bursts as well. If you're new, the weapon, the black sword, doesn't really facilitate super well into your gameplay strategy for the Electro main character, because like we said, most of your damage as a sub DPS is from your elemental skill and your elemental burst. This one, it's really there, honestly, just for that 25% crit rate. If you're a brand new player, you've brought your first battle pass weapon, it was this weapon. It's going to make it easier to build your character. It's going to give you that nice crit rate bonus. Another weapon that you could think about here as well, the Harbinger of Dawn, is the free-to-play, by the way, sub DPS all the time. It's a fantastic weapon. It gives you crit damage and it gives you crit rate as well, as long as your HP is above 90%. As a sub DPS, you're not going to be on the field that often with the Electro Traveler. If you have maybe someone to heal you up, if you get smacked a little bit when you're out there for 1 second, right? Or if you have a shielder on your team, this is a very powerful weapon. The downside is this very low base attack, but the Traveler also just generically has very low base attack. So you're not really trying to stack a bunch of attack percent on the Electro Traveler. You're going to be stacking crit damage, crit rate, energy recharge in this scenario for this character, especially if you're wearing that new 4-piece set. But you do want a little bit of attack percent. You are losing some of that attack, but it's still a very powerful weapon, especially for a free-to-play player, especially if you're brand new, because it gives you 2 of the most important stats in the game: crit rate and crit damage on 1 weapon. Yes, compared to like a generic 4-star weapon, you're losing 80, 100 base attack, maybe 109 base attack there. So you're gonna have, at the end of the day, 250, 300 less attack, but you're gonna have this crit rate and this crit damage, so you can be very consistent and you'll be doing a lot of damage as a sub DPS with the Harbinger of Dawn. Okay, let's touch on the thing that you should not do right now. If you do this thing thinking it's helping you out and you're getting ahead of the game, you're not. You're slaughtering your account. Big eyeballs, huge slaughter on your account if you do this. So here's the thing that you do not want to do. Do not level up your skills for like whatever other variant of the Traveler, right? If you don't want them leveled. Leveling your skills up is per element. Unlike your actual character level, which transfers across all of the Travelers, your talents do not. So say for instance, I'll show you here, I'm level 1 normal attack, 9 on the Geo one. Let's go touch on this statue here. Let's resonate with the power of Animo, just to show you guys how this works. Nice venti, dude. Can we get that skin, by the way? Can we get that? I don't know. Is that PG-13? I don't know if we can do that. So now we'll go into my talents here. And now I'm 255. So if you were leveling like your Animo Traveler, trying to get ahead of the game, making them 10, 10, 10, just for the Electro version because you're ready to use it, you're wasting all of these mats. They won't work for the Electro Traveler. The Electro Traveler uses new mats for their skills in Inazuma, so do not do this. If you do, you're just wasting stuff that you could use on other characters. You're wasting resources, you're wasting resin, you're wasting maybe Primo Gem refreshes. If you're a madman, don't do it. If you want the Electro Traveler skills updated, you have to wait till Inazuma. You have to get the new materials. So that is something that you definitely should not do. But remember, you can level your level, just not your talent level. The other thing that you can do is your constellations here. So don't worry about saving constellations. Constellations, just like the level, they go through all forms of the Traveler. And if you're brand new to the game, the materials that you're going to get for leveling your Traveler up to 90, etc., they're going to come from AR rewards and main scenario stuff. You're just going to get them for playing the game. You don't have to farm up anything specific outside of the flowers and like the hilly trail masks. So don't do the talent thing though. You're going to butcher your account. Inazuma's on its way. I'm so ready for Electro MC. I'm gonna probably just stick two piece on them right away and just jam out videos. I'm ready for this character. It is going to be a fantastic addition to Genshin Impact. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys want to see more stuff, you know what to do, and I'm out.